Certainly significant timing here, George. Look, officials from all countries involved are still closely analyzing the trajectory of this missile, trying to understand what its capability may have been. We know it landed in the waters off the coast of the Korean peninsula, but closer to Russia than Japan, which has not been the pattern of some of the more recent missile launches. But this is certainly the kind of security situation that President Moon Jae-in is having to weigh in on and weigh in on quickly. He likely anticipated he would need to. Again, this is at least the 10th ballistic missile launch that North Korea has conducted just since the start of the year, and it comes just a few days into President Moon Jae-in's tenure in that office. He was the Democratic Party candidate, I'll remind our viewers, who campaigned on a platform of greater engagement with North Korea in order to achieve the goal of denuclearization here on the peninsula. In the wake of this ballistic missile launch, he has, of course, met with the National Security Council. That is routine in the wake of these kinds of events. He has strongly, of course, condemned the launch, as is the practice of officials in his position here in South Korea. And he has gone on to say that the South needs to show the North that talks can only be achieved if North Korea creates the right kind of conditions for that to happen. That's actually, frankly, quite similar to what a high-level North Korean diplomat said just yesterday, saying that North Korea could at one point be open to talks or willing to have some kind of talks if the conditions are right. And that is also similar to what we've heard from Washington in recent weeks, where they have held the door open for the possibility of talks with North Korea if certain steps could be met to show that North Korea would be serious about denuclearization. In the wake of this latest launch, George, you've got officials in Washington now again calling on all countries to strictly enforce sanctions against North Korea. When they make that kind of call, they are, of course, looking at China. China is key to President Trump's strategy of isolating North Korea in order to force cooperation. China is, of course, the largest trade partner with North Korea. And, George, if the timing already seemed pretty suspect for this launch, it also comes at a time when Chinese President Xi Jinping is hosting a trade summit in Beijing that's being attended by world leaders, including a North Korean delegation and the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Officials in China have condemned the latest launch, but they're calling for restraint from all parties.